Divine day, my fellow guys and goddesses. Off the rip, man, you might be emotionally withdrawn right now. And you're emotionally withdrawn right now, man, because you have some emotional loss, man. It may be a family member, might have been a relationship, might have been a partner. You're feeling a loss right now, you know what I'm saying? So you're emotionally withdrawn. You're separating yourself from people. You know, you're in solitude, right? You're separating yourself. But within this solitude, you know, that's when you give yourself space, you know, to become aware of things that you weren't aware of the past, you know. You're able to dig within that emotional loss, you know, that being emotional withdrawn. You're able to dig into it deeper, right? And go within yourself, right? And when you go within yourself, you know, you start to get more clarity, right? You start to see the light, right? See the light, you know, but it's within the darkness. Like the light comes from the darkness. Like the light you see from the sun, it comes from the void. So within that darkness, within that emotional loss, that emotional being withdrawn, and then being in solitude, you know, you're going to be able to express and see the light, you know, what's really projecting the light. You're going to be able to project your light out because you're going to be in a new state of being, you know, and within being in that new state of being, right, triumph and success is going to come. You're going to be winning. You know, victory is going to be yours. So it's like, you know, let's say a minor setback for a major comeback, right? So yes, you may be feeling a loss, you may be feeling down, you may be feeling like separated from something, you know, like why did this happen? And you're emotional detached, you know, you're withdrawn and you're in your solitude. But in that space, as I say, the darkest times hold the brightest lights, right? As I say, the sun is just a projection of the void, of the darkness. There is no light without dark. So the solitude and being emotional withdrawn is being in that darkness, right? And when you find that light, when you get to that light, you know, it's projecting that out of that darkness, out of that solitude, you know, having that aha moment, that truth moment, right? And now you're, you know, triumphing success. What is going to happen? You know, a material harvest. And when a material harvest, what comes to me is like, it's beyond just the material. That's what comes to me. It's not just a material. You know, yes, you're going to be eating good. You're going to have the bread. You're going to have all of that. But it's going to be a soulful, you know, harvest of a blessing. Like the seeds that you planted within being in that solitude and going within yourself and finding that peace within yourself in those moments of being withdrawn, you know, and then finding that light within yourself and projecting that out and being victorious. You know, you're going to really be winning in life through and through, you know, not just financially, but soulfully, spiritually. You know, the world is going to be yours. Just a little quick message, man. Peace and love to my fellow gods and goddesses. If you're tapping into this, you got to be one of them ones, because the universe only has me connect to people that are one of those ones. Have a divine day, my fellow gods and goddesses.